So here we are, sitting in the Bodybuilder's Arms, the only pub where a positive steroid test is a requirement for entry, taking a quick break after our escape from Arnie's death gym to have a drink, a debrief on the room, and to see who's coming in hot for some spicy chat. But first, it's my round, so who's drinking what?
Cool. So, Bailey. I'm drinking a white wine, very on brand, but also the wine is called Bergerac, like the 90s cop show drama.
Love
it. Set on the Is that the one set on the Isle of Wight, but with Ian McShane?
I'm going to say yes. I've no idea.
Yeah, I didn't buy it. I just took it out of the fridge this evening because it's been in there since Christmas. And I was like, I'm going to have a wine tonight. And it's called Bergerac. And I thought, that's pretty cool.
So
I don't know.
Is it a tie-in? Does it have him on the bottle?
No, it's got some gates into a vineyard. So no,
looks just like Ian McShane.
I wish. Maybe it's Bergerac's house. It's Bergerac's vineyard.
Okay, I'm Bergerac, and I'm Don, and I'm having a pint of lager. As per, it's probably slightly less flavoursome than Arnold Schwarzenegger's sweat.
Oh wow!
Hopefully, less chemicals as well. It's a Kronenberg, so it's a good old-fashioned, simple... Yep, it's only got water, barley, glucose syrup, hops, hop extract, and nutritional value. Oh, no, it hasn't got nutritional values. That's the next sentence.
It has no nutritional value. You heard it here first.
God, that would save so much time, wouldn't it? If nutritional value was just an ingredient you could add to things. Be like, oh, man, I'm 3 days of pizza on the trot. I know, I'll just sprinkle some nutritional value over the top. Now it's great for me.
It's funny you say that, but for Christmas, I got a new role-play game, which is called Cyborg. It's the cyberpunk hack of another role-play game called Merkborg. But because it's cyberpunk, they have 2 differently priced levels of food at any kind of food vendor in the city. One of them is food, and one of them is food with nutrition added.
Oh, that's
the more expensive one that has the added nutrition. So yeah, you can just eat completely neutral mush.
How am I drinking? Oh, you're right there. I'm Mike still, and I'm drinking Penderyn single malt. It's last year's bottle because my mother-in-law gets me a bottle every year, and it's just a really lovely single malt.
It is good. It's Welsh.
It's Welsh. It's made from proper Welsh water, which is much better than Milton Keynes water because you can drink it rather than having to walk across it.
Like Jesus.
Yeah. I try to keep the Jesus illusions in myself as separate as possible. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's very hard. Much like my fucking tap water. But yeah. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's good.
I'm Jamie, and I'm drinking a Blord cherry-flavoured mead. I got it for Christmas from the Lindisfarne Brewery.
Blord.
And I've been saving it since Christmas Day, and it's been in my fridge taunting me, and I've kept it for this recording. And it's I'm a big listeners know that I'm a very big fan of mead. I'm also a very big fan of anything cherry flavored. So this ticks all of my boxes.
Oh wow! Who got it you? Who got you for Christmas?
So this one was my parents, I believe.
This one, so you get multiple meads for Christmas.
I had a second bottle of mead, which is sort of just a plain honey mead from Lindisfarne as well. I'm a very lucky boy.
Very nice.
Do I need to be getting mead from Lindisfarne?
Wait, I thought that no one lived there anymore. Is it just the ghosts of pillaged monks? Who
could be. I mean, maybe that's why it tastes so lovely.
Maybe
it's all the ectoplasm.
It's just ghost mead.
It's a good life.
Yeah.
It's a good life. And as a Christmas miracle, I also received a mysterious package in the post that came with a brand new mead cup.
Is that wholesome?
Oh, lovely.
I lamented on an episode in November about how my mead cups had all broken and I had no receptacle. I was drinking out of jam jars like a fucking peasant. And then randomly in the post, I got a little parcel with a little.
The mead gods were smiling down on you.
I don't know.
So that's still a mystery.
Well, I don't know, A, who sent it, and B, who has my address. But whoever you are, thank you. And
sorry, it wasn't just like you drink a lot of mead, here's a free cup from like your mead supplier. It was just arrived.
For Christmas special from your council estate mead supplier.
Like, Jamie, you're putting my kids through college.
Look, we tried an intervention. It didn't work. We might as well just enable him now. Just give him the fucking cup. Yeah,
he's drinking mead out of his hands like a peasant. Like, we feel sorry for the guy.
Look at him. He's just slipping it off the floor like a like a little puppy.
I would, because this meat is delicious. So yeah, I don't know where it came from, but whoever sent it, if you're listening, thank you very much.
There we go.
You're a brave man for not being terrified by that. I would be. I'd probably move.
Is it like the black spot in Muppets? Not normal Treasure Island.
Wait, you're going to say Muppets Treasure Island? It's not just Treasure Island in general, specifically the Treasure Island. Oh, I love your cultural breadth, Bailey.
Not Robin Louis Stevenson, Muppets, Henson. That's where it's at. Yeah. No, I'm talking about Mike. Don't act like you're not as cultural as
I
me.
think it's the best Muppets film.
I love it.
Oh, second best.
Oh, Muppets Christmas Carol. Yeah, that's the best one.
Oh, tied for first. I think I love both. I love both.
Tim Curry in the role he was born to play. He was amazing.
Treasure Island is the better movie. I just love Christmas Carol more.
Spoiler warning for the previous episode. If you've not listened to it, please go back and do so. We will be talking about all the ins and outs of the episode. So pause now, listen to the puzzle, and then come back. We'll be waiting for you. With that in mind, so we've just escaped from Arnie's death gym. Just a quick recap of that puzzle. The solvers were trapped in a gym and needed to find enough sweat to power the sweat lock to get out before Arnie forced them into a spin class. And they did so incredibly quickly through some very quick maths, some wonderful interpretive dance with some exercise descriptions, and a clever use of a skipping rope. So well done to all of you. You think you got out with 8 minutes to spare. Absolutely fantastic.
Fair play.
That was a
Thank you
good
very
one.
much.
It was one of those good ones which makes you feel clever.
Yeah.
We saw the solution for each of them pretty quickly. We saw the connections, and I was like, I feel smart. And sometimes the real puzzle is in making people feel like they're smart, and it's not too abstract, while not making it look like obliquely easy. So yeah, I thought that was a good one because it made me feel good about myself.
Yeah, and the visuals were good. I thought the visuals that you created, Jamie, were. Did you the stick men, the phallic ones? Did you draw them or did you find them?
Those stickmen are part of an actual cipher. It's called the Dancing Men Cipher. It featured in one of the Sherlock Holmes stories. And that's my link into this episode because as of now, all of the Sherlock Holmes stories are now public domain. That's why I included it.
Is that globally, or because I know that different countries have different laws, don't they?
Here at least, and I think in the US as well, it is.
Okay, yeah, I think it's actually us that hold on to them for longer. Which is crazy.
Pillage the shit out of them.
Considering how America is so hot on IP, it's crazy that their copyrights expire so much faster.
Yeah. Most of the Sherlock Holmes stories are already public domain, but like some of the later ones that Conan Doyle wrote were still copyright recently because the people, the Conan Doyle estate tried to sue the people that made Enola Holmes, those films, because
I remember,
Sherlock in those films was actually not an asshole. And they're like,
it's because he shows emotion. Yeah.
Sherlock's only not an asshole in the later stories, which are protected under copyright and rah, rah, rah.
What?
Yeah, I know. This is fantastic.
They tried to sue, and it didn't work. Thankfully, they settled it or whatever, and it was all fine. But now, I think the whole canon is in the public domain. So watch out. There's going to be a lot of fan fiction that's now getting legit.
Oh.
I have to. I can understand why the Conan Doyle estate or whoever it is that ended up sitting on that money egg tried to fight that, though, because they would know that all revenue is about to stop. So in those last 2 years, if someone
fight for everything
dares to make a film about the bit that you still own, then I think I'd probably give it a punt as well. And that it was definitely settled by Netflix going, sure, here's some money. Because this is a full movie with her from Stranger Things. We know it's going to make bank. I assume. I don't know how Netflix makes money.
But then the Sherlock, that estate has been, that's been like their big business thing for the last, it's for decades. They've just been kind of systematically, anybody even mentions or smells a whiff of Sherlock anywhere in the world, and they're there like, where's our cut?
But isn't that what all estates do?
And if that's your income, like if I didn't have to actually do, I don't know if they've got jobs, they might do. This is a massive, wild assumption. But if I could get away with not working and go off like a great ancestor, like whatever, I'd fucking fight as well. To be fair, if it
Yeah.
meant that I
No,
could just
completely
go to
with
Barney
you, yeah.
Glass for 6
Yeah,
months.
everybody's against generational wealth until it's theirs. and
Yeah,
it's
it's just
that
like,
sounds,
yeah. I mean,
that sounds fucking brilliant.
I'm glad that you picked up on all three of the methods that I wanted you to find to get the sweat from the cylinder to the door. I was like, I need to give him multiple ways to get one into the other.
So what-
there was loads of towels that you could soak up and wring out. You started to do that. There was the protein powder tubs. You could
Well
empty
done,
those
Dom.
out, scooped out the tubs, and would have been enough to get into the cylinder.
Then Mike wouldn't have had to get sweat in his mouth.
That's true.
That would have been nice.
But yeah, the one that I was least expecting you to get the skipping rope and using it as a siphon, but I really hope that you did. I'm so glad that you did, just for the visceral image of Mike getting bombarded with other people's sweat in his gob.
But also, Dom, I just want to point out again, Dom voluntary, like said, can I taste the sweat?
Can I
So
check
it's just
the
like, I'm just
purity
going
of
to
the
say, like,
sweat?
and then acted like we'd made him do it. Like, it's just, it's like, right, you put yourself on that pedestal, Dom, and then Mike.
He's drinking it like Augustus Gloop from the Chocolate River. Look what you made me do.
Whatever.
So are there any Arnie references we missed there, Jamie?
I think you got them all. To be fair, it was just the ones that were.
Who's
on that
Mildred?
list. Oh, Mildred.
Oh, is that Jamie Lee Curtis?
No, Mildred is the housekeeper that Arnie had an affair with in his younger days, and fathered a son with.
Yeah.
No.
Why are we bringing that up?
She was his mistress.
I mean,
yes.
I know that we're literally squeezing out his dirty laundry, but do we have to do it metaphorically as well?
Yes. We
Oh my
do.
God!
What a lovely
Jamie,
nugget.
so many layers. I love
He was
it.
very public with his affair a couple of years back, so it's all out in the open. It's
Good.
Like how public? Like they were shagging on the top on it.
I mean, he couldn't get away from it. If you look at his son
Child.
that he had with her, like
Is he just Arnie? Is he Conan?
pretty much, yeah. It's like there's no denying that was his kid. So he's like, oh shit, I better come clean.
Hey, at least he didn't come out looking like his brother, Danny DeVito.
Oh yeah.
Mantis toboggan.
Mantis. Oh my God! Yeah, missed the.
Oh shit.
Oh, there's the
Jimmy
connection.
There's
There
the
we go.
connection. Yeah.
Only
That was
connection.
unintentional.
Mantis toboggan. Oh, I love how he says that.
Actually, Julius Benedict isn't in the Expendables. He is in Twins. That's his character in Twins.
GDS. Yeah.
Ah.
And what's Danny? I need to watch that film again. I think the last time I watched it, it was just on like an ITV.
What's his name in Junior, which is a film where he squeezes a baby out of his ass.
That classic timeless family film.
Sorry, I just had an image of. Guys, I've had an idea for a film. You'll never get, like, it's the best idea. Like, it'll blow the minds of 90s cinema. And what Dom just said. It's a guy, he's pregnant, and he blows the baby out of his ass. Yeah, just.
Poor Emma Thompson watches. We need Emma Thompson there in the room watching it happen.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, the only person on earth who's been able to fart a human.
I love that's what he's doing all his weightlifting for. Just to build up the abdominal strength.
No, weightlifters have those special belts to stop that happening, don't they?
Yeah, that's the thing. He trains for years, and then when he's ready, he takes the belt off, and a fully formed human comes out, and it's Danny DeVito. That's how twins.
Mantis toboggan.
It's like Danny DeVito coming out of that sofa and all.
And it's full circle. Full circle.
This is all planned. This is all.
Totally.
Seamless.
Speaking of Always Sunny and their wonderful podcast, is a segment that we've taken inspiration from. Who's coming in hot? And I believe, Mike, you've got a little something for us today.
It feels less spicy than all this, to be honest. I just wanted to share a podcast recommendation. But does anybody ever listen to Reply All?
Yes.
Gimlet Media.
No.
Okay. So
Tell me
Reply
more.
All was it was this podcast ran for years and years and years. Gimlet Media, PJ Vogt and Alex something or other.
Goldman.
But they were brilliant. Sorry, Alex what?
Goldman.
Alex Goldman, and they just did this really kind of like brilliant sort of story-based journalism thing around digital culture and sort of the expanding frontiers of sort of digitalness, and it was brilliant. Anyway, and then the show managed to have some sort of like controversy itself into oblivion.
PJ was an anti-union scab. Carry on, Mike.
Oh,
PJ anti-unioned.
Dom has no feelings on this.
But anyway, subsequently, the show kind of collapsed. Like the show kind of collapsed, and they tried to get it started with another host. It didn't really work. But the producer left as well, Truthy Primanani.
I can't help you.
Anyway, they've got a new podcast which I've just been listening to, which is about it's called Cryptoland, and it's just just reporting on the whole sort of weird cryptocurrency phenomenon. And I've just really enjoyed it because it's the first one. It's the first one of these that I've seen and would recommend because it's a pretty it's the most impartial take on cryptocurrency I've seen so far, while at the same time showing the massive extremes of people being frothing kind of religious zealots about the whole concept of it. And then the weird overlap between them and kind of, this whole sort of, incels and extreme right-wing stuff and just general madness, and people going, it's a scam and I can't wait to point at this in a few years and go, I told you so. And him just kind of in the middle, managing somehow to stay unsullied by either of it. I really love his reporting style. He took this really beautiful way of telling stories. Oh, sorry, PJ Vogt. Okay. Yeah, he's and Truth, he's producing it, but it's just so good. But basically, I've been listening to it. I'm like, oh man, this is giving me a totally new perspective on the whole crypto thing, and how it's just insane. Like the more you hear about it, the madder it sounds, and the more you're like, how are people still putting money into this? So yeah, sorry, that was my hot thing coming in. It's been burning in me since we listened to it.
I love it
because we've been painting everything.
I mean, hunk of holy crypto.
Well, we'll check a link to it in the show notes as well. It sounds good. I don't understand the point of cryptocurrency. It just seems like a scam. Mostly
I think it's the perfect evolution of capitalism. I mean, like don't get me wrong. I hate crypto and everything it stands for. NFTs, it can all go straight to hell without passing go. But at the same time, everyone who seems to think it's some monstrous new development, money isn't real either, right, guys?
Yeah, precisely.
Money's been digital for 20 years.
It's contactless, isn't it?
Step.
It's just
the only reason people aren't happy is because everyone who likes it and promotes it are either the worst celebrities or tech bros. And that's why everybody who isn't one of those people hates it, because or someone who doesn't want to be one of those people. It's just because of who's promoting it. If Emma Thompson came out and was like, you know what, I actually really like it. It's just like online banking, except it kills the planet faster. And, we're all really secretly waiting for that at this point. Then
how does it, in terms of killing the planet, how?
I can tell you how it kills the planet really quickly.
Okay.
So people mine for these virtual coins by basically telling their computers to solve a puzzle. If computer solve math problem, computer gets a chance of winning one of these coins, basically.
Right.
But imagine Alan's gaming computer running at full whack all day, every day, and what that would do to your power bills and what that would do to the energy consumption. Now imagine 1 million of those or 100 million of those
it's like
all
a
running
farm
simultaneously.
Yeah,
exactly. Literally, just to hoover non-existent currency out of things, but consuming real life power and producing real CO2.
So the value of it is generated by the work done, which is, true of most things in this universe.
Yeah.
But the work done, as Mike said, is basically your computer working out little number puzzles. So it's basically the same as saying you get one leaf for every tree you cut down. And so everybody goes out and cuts down trees, but only takes one leaf from each and then goes, look, I'm rich.
Do you think that this is how, when currency was first introduced, hey guys, guess what? You don't have to carry your precious metals around anymore. Use these little coins instead. It's basically the same thing. And everyone just goes, it's not from you, you bellend. Look at you.
Yeah.
Walking around with your jingle jangle, you absolute prick. No, I'm not going to do
that. The piece of paper was basically an IOU, and you at least had the precious metal in your strongest cupboard. Whereas now, with but the thing is, the precious metal is only precious as we say they are, and numbers on a screen are only as precious as we say they are. There's no difference. Currency is all about what we agree it is.
Well, I mean, ironically, it turns out that the thing that has given a lot of currencies their weight, by the looks of things, is regulation, which is the big thing that crypto is about, is deregulation. But it turns out that if you look at all the kind of the big trends, it's like whenever cryptocurrency collapses, it's because there's been some massive fraud or some massive scam. And it's like, hey, if there was a regulator regulating that, then that wouldn't happen. But up until that point, you got countries like, was it Venezuela or somebody who was like, hey, we're going to start accepting Bitcoin as a currency and we're going to buy 500 million at the peak. And oh God, literally a month later, it's tanked. Oh no. And then Sam Bankman-Fried, who's just he's going to jail forever for essentially embezzling and losing 20 billion quid or something.
Wow.
Fraud without even winning.
And that's the bell for last orders. So the pub is closing up, the drunks are being thrown into the street. And that's us for another episode. We'll see you next time where we're escaping from an oncoming horde of green berets with no way out, apart from doors to the karaoke room and the chocolate factory. We'll see you next time on the Infinite Escape Room. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
TTFN.